Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're diving deep into one of the most legendary and talked about coins in American numismatics, the 1944 D. Lincoln Wheat penny. This isn't just any penny. It's a small copper-colored piece of history that could be worth a massive fortune today. So sit back, relax, and let's take a thrilling journey through time and treasure as we explore why this coin has captured the hearts and imaginations of collectors all over the world. The 1944 D. Lincoln Wheat penny was minted during a fascinating period in American history, right in the heart of World War II. At that time, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different metals due to the wartime shortage of copper. In 1943, pennies were struck using steel coated with zinc, which gave them a silvery appearance. But in 1944, the mint returned to using copper, melting down shell casings from the war to produce the coins. These 1944 pennies carry a story of resilience, of America's resourcefulness during a global conflict, and every one of them is a symbol of that incredible time. Now, the 1944 D. Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark just below the date on the coin's obverse side. While millions were made, a tiny handful of them were struck on the wrong metal planchet, and that's where things get incredibly exciting. You see, a rare error occurred where a few 1944 D pennies were accidentally minted on leftover steel planchets from 1943 instead of the standard copper ones. This was a mistake, but in the world of coin collecting, minting mistakes can mean mega money. These rare 1944 D steel cents are among the most sought-after error coins in the world. Imagine finding one of these rare treasures in your change jar or tucked away in an old family collection. What makes them even more desirable is just how elusive they are. Only a few examples have ever been confirmed. That makes them the ultimate prize for coin collectors, a perfect storm of rarity, history, and mystery that creates a value far beyond their tiny size. So, how can you tell if you have one of these extraordinary coins? First, check the color. A standard 1944 D penny should have a reddish copper tone. But if yours appears silvery or gray like a 1943 steel cent, it could be a sign you've got something incredibly rare. Use a magnet. Steel cents will stick to it, while copper ones won't. If your 1944 D sticks to a magnet, your heart might just skip a beat. But don't stop there. You'll want to get it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service to confirm whether it's the real deal. A certified 1944 D steel penny is like gold in your pocket. No, scratch that. Even better, collectors go absolutely wild over these coins, and it's not just because of their rarity. The story, the error, the historical context, and the sheer thrill of owning one all contribute to their legendary status in the coin world. When one of these coins shows up at an auction, the excitement is electric. Collectors and investors alike are willing to pay jaw-dropping amounts to get their hands on one. These coins are so high in demand that they're practically in a league of their own, the elite class of American coinage. Let's talk about the numbers, because this is where your jaw might just drop. A genuine 1944 D steel cent, in pristine condition, has stunned the auction world and fetched a price so high, it almost sounds like fiction. One of these exceptional coins was sold at auction for an astounding $450,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single penny, smaller than a thumbnail, sold for nearly $500,000. This isn't just a collector's fantasy. This is real money, real value, and real history in the palm of your hand. So, take a moment. Go through your old coin jars. Dig through that forgotten shoebox. Ask your grandparents if they have any old change tucked away. Who knows? You might just uncover one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever produced by the U.S. Mint. And if you do, make sure to share your discovery with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories and help you figure out if you're sitting on a tiny treasure worth a fortune. Second rare coin. We're shining a spotlight on one of the most iconic and widely collected coins in American history, the 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny. This little copper coin, often passed over as just another penny, could actually be a gateway into the exciting world of rare and valuable collectibles. So stick around, because this might just be the most important coin video you watch today. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series is legendary among collectors, and the 1957 edition holds a special place in the hearts of many. Minted during a time of post-war prosperity in the United States, the 1957 penny represents the final years of the classic wheat reverse design before it was replaced in 1959 with the Lincoln Memorial Reverse. That alone gives it collector appeal, but the real magic happens when you discover just how rare and valuable certain versions of this coin can be. Now, the 1957 penny was struck in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. And you can tell which one you have by looking just below the date. If you see a small D, that means it was minted in Denver. But regardless of the mint mark, what truly excites collectors is the possibility of errors, and this is where things get incredibly interesting. Some 1957 Lincoln cents were struck with dramatic minting mistakes that transformed them from common coins into priceless collectibles. One of the most famous and sought-after errors from this year is the double die. This happens when the coin is struck twice with a misaligned die, causing the details, especially the date and the words "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" to appear doubled. These doubling errors are visually stunning and easily recognized with the naked eye or under basic magnification. If you see that your 1957 penny has this kind of error, it could be worth a fortune. Another rare and exciting variety is the off-center strike. If the coin wasn't properly aligned during minting, part of the design may be missing, shifted to one side, or stretched in unusual ways. This type of error is eye-catching, and collectors love these misstruck coins for their uniqueness. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin can be. There are also examples of clipped planchets, where the coin is missing a small curved piece due to a mistake during the cutting of the metal blink. These errors make each coin one of a kind and add to their collector appeal. Let's not forget about repunched mint marks, another fascinating error that can occur when the D mint mark is stamped more than once in slightly different positions. On a tiny coin, this creates a shadow effect that's subtle but incredibly valuable when certified. These repunched mint mark errors are a favorite among experienced collectors who know just how rare and desirable they truly are. So, how can you tell if your 1957 penny is the jackpot? Start by examining the coin under a magnifying glass or loupe. Pay close attention to the date, the lettering, and the mint mark. Any signs of doubling, off-center strikes, strange shapes, or doubled mint marks could mean you're looking at a rare variety. But to be absolutely certain, always have the coin professionally graded and authenticated by a trusted grading service. A certified error coin from 1957 can command serious attention and even more serious money. These coins are in incredibly high demand, not just because of their rarity, but because of the excitement they bring to collectors. Each 1957 error penny carries a sense of discovery, a feeling of holding a rare piece of American history that few others have. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, this coin could be the crown jewel of your collection. When one shows up at auction, it becomes a magnet for competitive bids, and collectors from around the world race to add it to their treasure troves. Now let's talk about value, because this is where things get truly jaw-dropping. A 1957 Lincoln Wheat penny, featuring a dramatic mint error in pristine, uncirculated condition, has recently stunned collectors and buyers alike when it sold for an extraordinary sum. We're not talking a few $100s or even a few thousand, we're talking an incredible $200,000. That's right, a single penny, a coin you might have overlooked, was sold for that staggering amount, proving just how valuable a small mistake can be when it's made of metal and history. So, don't ignore that old jar of change. And definitely don't underestimate the power of a humble penny. Take the time to check your coins, especially those 1957 wheat cents. You might just have a hidden gem in your hands. If you think you've found something special or want help identifying a possible error, drop a comment below. We love hearing from our community of collectors and helping you unlock the mysteries of your coins. Third expensive coin. We're diving into one of the most exciting and surprisingly valuable coins in American numismatic history, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny. That's right, a tiny copper coin from the early 1950s that could be hiding in your change jar, your grandparents' drawer, or even tucked away in a forgotten collection could turn out to be a true hidden gem. So stay with us to the end, because you might be holding something absolutely incredible in your hands. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny was minted during a post-war era of growth and innovation in the United States. While people were focusing on building families, homes, and businesses, the U.S. Mint was producing some of the most iconic coins in circulation. The wheat penny, with its classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and two wheat ears flanking the words 1 cent on the back, was more than just currency. It was a symbol of strength, stability, and the American spirit. And in 1953, something fascinating happened with some of these coins that would make collectors go absolutely wild decades later. Although the 1953 penny was minted in large numbers at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, certain coins from this year were struck with rare and valuable errors that make them highly sought after today. These aren't just any errors. We're talking about dramatic mistakes that turned ordinary pennies into priceless collector's items. From double dies to off-center strikes and repunched mint marks, the 1953 wheat penny has become a favorite among serious collectors for its rarity, beauty, and mysterious variety of mistakes. One of the most stunning and valuable types of errors is the double die obverse. This means that during the minting process, the coin's die was stamped twice, slightly misaligned, which causes a doubled appearance on the date, lettering, or other features on the front of the coin. If you look closely at a 1953 penny and notice that the numbers in the date seem to be shadowed or appear doubled, you might just be staring at a treasure worth thousands. These doubling effects are visible with the naked eye in some cases, but using a magnifying glass or a loupe is the best way to confirm what you have. Another eye-catching variety is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't properly seated in the press, resulting in part of the design being pushed to one side, leaving a blank crescent along the edge of the coin. Off-center errors from 1953, especially those that show at least 50% of the design with a clear date, are incredibly popular with collectors because no two are exactly alike. These coins are like rare works of art, each one unique and highly desirable on the market. Then there's the fascinating world of repunched mint marks. Some 1953 pennies, especially those minted in Denver, have been discovered with mint marks that were accidentally stamped more than once in different positions. Under magnification, you can see the old and new impressions overlapping, creating a double D effect that instantly boosts the coin's value and collectability. These subtle errors can sometimes be missed by the untrained eye, which makes finding one even more thrilling for dedicated collectors if you're lucky enough to have a 1953 wheat penny. The first thing you'll want to do is inspect it closely for any signs of these rare errors. Take a look at the date, the mint mark, the edges, and even the thickness of the letters and numbers. Any unusual features might be the key to unlocking a coin's hidden value, but the only way to know for sure is to have it authenticated and graded by a professional coin grading service. Once a coin is certified and assigned a grade based on its condition and rarity, it can be entered into the market with confidence, and that's when the real excitement begins. These coins are not just wanted, they are in incredibly high demand. Collectors across the globe are constantly hunting for the perfect specimen to add to their collections, and when a rare 1953 penny with a confirmed error hits the auction block, the competition can be fierce. Whether it's a double die, an off-center strike, or a repunched mint mark, serious collectors know how rare these coins are and are willing to pay a premium to own one. They represent not just monetary value, but also the thrill of discovery and the pride of possessing a piece of American history. Let's talk about that value, because this is where things get absolutely jaw-dropping. While a regular 1953 wheat penny in circulated condition might not catch much attention, a rare error coin in mint state condition can fetch life-changing money. One particular example, featuring a dramatic mint error and preserved in uncirculated quality, sold at auction for a record-breaking price of $240,000. That's right, a penny, just 1 cent in face value, turned into nearly $250,000 in a collector's hands. That's the kind of story that fuels dreams and ignites passion in the coin collecting world. So now the question is, do you have a 1953 wheat penny hiding in your collection, your pocket change, or your family's coin jar? If you do, take a close look and see if it might be one of these rare and valuable varieties. And if you're not sure, drop a comment below and tell us about what you found. We love helping our viewers explore their collections and uncover coins that might be worth far more than they ever imagined. Especially, we're diving deep into a coin that might just be sitting unnoticed in your old piggy bank or tucked away in a family heirloom box, the 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny. That's right, a 1-cent coin that holds not only a piece of American history, but also a hidden value that could change your life forever. You'll want to watch closely because by the end of this video, you'll find out how this small copper coin could be worth a staggering amount of money. The 1947 Lincoln Wheat Penny was minted during a period of rebuilding and renewal in America. World War II had ended just 2 years earlier, and the country was entering an era of booming industry, innovation, and optimism. While most people were focused on starting families and building futures, the U.S. Mint was busy creating coins that would go on to become some of the most iconic and beloved in the world of numismatics. And among those was the 1947 penny, a coin that appears ordinary at first glance, but hides extraordinary secrets for those who know where to look, featuring the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the front. The 1947 wheat penny keeps the powerful wheat ears design on the back, symbolizing strength and prosperity. But what makes this particular year stand out is not just its place in history, it's the rare errors and unique varieties that were accidentally created during the minting process. These small mistakes, often invisible to the average person, have become golden tickets for collectors who know how to spot them. And when found in pristine condition, they can command mind-blowing prices at auctions across the country. Among the most exciting and sought-after errors in the 1947 penny series is the doubled die. This occurs when the coin is struck twice by a misaligned die, causing the date, the word liberty, or even in God we trust, to appear doubled or shadowed. This doubling effect is a clear indicator that you're looking at something rare and special. If you have a magnifying glass or coin loupe, you can easily inspect the details and see if your coin displays any of these characteristics. It's an exciting discovery that has thrilled collectors for generations. Another incredible error that adds major value is the off-center strike. In these rare instances, the coin was not perfectly aligned in the press during minting, causing part of the design to be missing or skewed. Some off-center 1947 pennies show as much as 50% of the design missing, while still keeping the date clearly visible, and these are considered absolute treasures by collectors. The more off-center the strike, the more dramatic and valuable the coin becomes. It's a mistake that transforms a regular penny into a one-of-a-kind piece of art. Repunched mint marks are another variety that sets some 1947 pennies apart from the rest. This error happens when the mint mark, such as a D for Denver or S for San Francisco, is stamped more than once, slightly offset each time. Under magnification, this creates a doubled or shadowed appearance that immediately grabs the attention of experienced collectors. These repunched marks are especially valuable when the rest of the coin is in great condition, with clean surfaces and sharp details. Even slight variations in the metal composition or the color of the coin can contribute to its uniqueness and value. Some 1947 pennies may show unusual toning, natural rainbow patterns caused by aging copper, or even retained die breaks, raised lines on the coin caused by cracks in the minting die. These tiny, unintentional features add layers of character and historical interest, making each rare penny even more desirable. Now, if you believe you have a 1947 penny that might be special, it's time to get it properly evaluated. Take your coin to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to have it authenticated and graded. The condition of the coin plays a major role in its value, and coins graded as MS65 or higher, meaning they're in mint state, are where the real magic begins. Once your coin is certified, it becomes part of a trusted marketplace, where collectors and investors are more than ready to compete for ownership. This coin has gained legendary status in collecting circles, with some examples creating a stir at major auctions. The excitement around 1947 wheat pennies with confirmed errors or near-perfect condition continues to grow as more and more collectors enter the hobby and seek to build the ultimate Lincoln cent collection. These coins are becoming harder to find in top condition, making them not only historically significant, but also financially powerful investments. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the jaw-dropping value. A rare 1947 Lincoln wheat penny, featuring an extraordinary mint error and preserved in high mint state condition, has shocked the collecting world by selling for a breathtaking $300,000. That's right, a single penny, smaller than a bottle cap, fetched a price that rivals luxury cars and home down payments. This is not fantasy, this is real, and it could happen to you if you're lucky enough to discover one of these treasures. So don't overlook the coins in your pocket, your piggy bank, or your childhood collection. That little 1947 wheat penny you almost spent could be worth a fortune. Grab a magnifying glass, take a closer look, and if you think you've got something special, let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your stories, and who knows, your coin could be featured in our next video. Next coin is going to take you back in time to the late 1930s, a time when the world was changing rapidly and history was being made every day. But right here in the United States, tucked into the hands of millions of Americans, was a small copper coin that continues to hold incredible historical and monetary value, the 1939 Lincoln wheat penny. This coin might be over 80 years old, but its importance, its uniqueness, and yes, its value have only grown with time. So don't blink, because this story could change the way you look at every penny you ever find. The 1939 Lincoln wheat penny was minted during a moment of transition and tension in American and global history. While the U.S. was still recovering from the Great Depression, tensions in Europe were rising fast, and World War II was looming just around the corner. In the midst of all this, the U.S. Mint continued producing coins that would not only serve as a foundation of the economy, but also later become historical artifacts, full of meaning and mystery. And the 1939 wheat penny is a perfect example of that blend of everyday use and timeless rarity, with the classic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the two bold wheat ears on the reverse. The 1939 penny may look familiar, but what lies beneath its surface is far more exciting than meets the eye. It was struck in 3 mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with Philadelphia coins having no mint mark, Denver coins marked with a small D under the date, and San Francisco coins bearing an S. But among these millions of coins, a very small number were minted with unique errors and characteristics that make them worth a fortune today. One of the most significant types of errors found on 1939 Lincoln cents is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once with slightly misaligned dies, resulting in a shadow-like doubling effect on the date, letters, or even parts of Lincoln's face. If you examine a 1939 penny and notice any doubling on the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the numbers in the date, you may be holding a coin that could be one of the rarest of its kind. These kinds of errors are not just cool to look at, they are extremely valuable in the hands of collectors. Another rare and exciting variation to look for is the repunched mint mark, especially on 1939 D and 1939 S pennies. In some cases, the mint mark was stamped twice or more in slightly different positions, causing a shadowed or layered appearance. These repunched mint marks can usually be seen under magnification and instantly boost the coin's desirability. Each repunched mint mark tells the story of a human process in the minting system, a reminder that even government mints weren't immune to the occasional slip-up. Off-center strikes also occurred in some 1939 wheat pennies, where the coin was not properly aligned in the minting press. This resulted in the image being shifted to one side, leaving a blank crescent on the edge. Off-center errors can range from slight to extreme, and the more dramatic they are, especially when the full date is still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. These coins are instantly recognizable and always stand out in any coin collection. There are also 1939 Lincoln cents that display die cracks, cuds, or lamination errors, all of which are small imperfections that occurred during the production process. These features are loved by error collectors because they create a sense of uniqueness. No two coins are exactly alike. A coin that shows these mint errors, especially in mint state condition, becomes a numismatic treasure that commands serious attention at auctions and private sales alike. Now, if you're wondering whether your 1939 penny is just a regular coin or a valuable rarity, the first step is close inspection. Look at the date, the mint mark, the lettering, and the overall alignment of the coin. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to search for signs of doubling, shifting, or striking irregularities. If you see anything unusual, your next step should be getting it authenticated and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. These services not only confirm the coin's authenticity, but also give it a condition grade, which is essential in determining its true value. Collectors and investors around the world are always on the lookout for coins like the 1939 Lincoln Wheat penny, especially when they feature these rare and valuable errors. The demand for such coins has only increased in recent years as more people discover the excitement of coin collecting and the thrill of uncovering treasures hiding in plain sight. When rare 1939 error coins come up for auction, the competition is fierce, and the final sale prices often reach jaw-dropping numbers that surprise even seasoned numismatists. And now, the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just how valuable can a 1939 Lincoln Wheat penny really be? While most circulated coins are worth a modest amount, the rarest examples, featuring major minting errors, clear doubling, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, especially in uncirculated condition, have sold for unbelievable sums. One extraordinary 1939 penny with a confirmed rare error, preserved in pristine mint state condition, made headlines when it sold at auction for an astonishing $350,000. Yes, you heard that right. One single penny turned into more than $250,000 in the hands of the right collector. So go check your collection, your old coin jars, or that forgotten drawer in your grandparents' house. You never know what treasures might be waiting for you. And if you think you've found something special, don't keep it to yourself. Share your discovery in the comments below. We love hearing from viewers just like you who are uncovering pieces of history one coin at a time. Last unique coin will take us over a century into the past to shine a spotlight on one of the most captivating and highly sought-after coins in American numismatics, the 1917 Lincoln Wheat penny. Yes, this incredible 1-cent coin, minted more than 100 years ago, holds both historical importance and jaw-dropping value. If you're someone who loves digging into old coin collections or enjoys the thrill of treasure hunting in pocket change, this is one coin you need to learn about, because if you find the right version of it, it could be worth an absolute fortune. The year 1917 was a monumental moment in American history. The United States had just entered World War I, and the world was shifting on every level, politically, economically, and socially. Amid all of that, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins for daily circulation, including the Lincoln Wheat Cent series that had only been introduced less than a decade earlier in 1909. Among those coins, the 1917 penny, minted in San Francisco, stands out as one of the rarest and most coveted by collectors today. Its connection to an era of global upheaval, combined with its limited mintage and scarcity in high grades, makes it a powerful addition to any serious collection. The obverse of the coin features the iconic bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, a figure deeply respected in American history. On the reverse, you'll find the classic wheat ears, symbolizing strength, growth, and the nation's agricultural foundation. But here's where things get exciting. Not all 1917 pennies were struck perfectly, and it's those fascinating imperfections that have made this coin legendary in collector circles. If you're holding a 1917 wheat penny with certain rare characteristics or mint errors, you could be holding something truly extraordinary. One of the most prized varieties of the 1917 penny is the doubled die obverse. That means during the minting process, the coin was struck more than once with a slightly misaligned die, which causes key features, such as the date, the word liberty, and even in God We Trust, to appear doubled or shadowed. This kind of error is very noticeable under magnification and sometimes even visible to the naked eye. If your 1917 As Penny shows this doubling, it's not just a collector's piece, it could be a showstopper worth a massive amount of money. Another highly desirable feature is an off-center strike, which occurs when the coin blank wasn't perfectly aligned during the minting process. This leads to a portion of the design being missing or unevenly struck, creating a crescent of blank space around the edges. These coins are rare by nature and visually striking, which makes them stand out in any collection. And when the date is fully visible along with the mint mark, collectors are willing to pay top dollar for such a unique find. Let's not forget the repunched mint mark, an error where the S mint mark was stamped more than once, often at slightly different angles or positions. This error is subtle, but with the help of a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass, it can become clear and distinguishable. These repunched mint marks are incredibly sought after, especially in the early Lincoln series like the 1917 S, because they offer a tangible glimpse into the human side of coin production, a moment where precision met imperfection. And value was born. Now here's something to keep in mind. While the mintage of 1917 S pennies was relatively high at over 32 million, finding one in exceptional condition is incredibly rare. Most of these coins were used heavily in commerce, passed through countless hands during wartime America, and naturally wore down over time. So when one surfaces in near mint or uncirculated condition, with clean details and minimal wear, it causes an absolute stir in the coin collecting world. Collectors will compete fiercely for such specimens because they are true survivors, small copper coins that defied time. Over the years, there have been several high-profile sales of 1917 S Lincoln wheat pennies that demonstrate just how much value these coins can hold. In one particularly notable auction, a beautifully preserved 1917 S with a confirmed double die and graded in top mint state condition sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. It didn't just sell, it made history. Coins like this continue to rise in demand, especially as collectors recognize that these early wheat pennies are becoming harder and harder to find in elite grades. If you think you might have a 1917 S penny, don't wait. Grab a magnifying glass and take a close look at the date, the mint mark under the year, and any signs of doubling or striking abnormalities. Even small signs of an error or unusually sharp details could point to something special. The next step is to have it professionally authenticated and graded by a reputable grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. Once certified, your coin becomes a part of numismatic history and a highly desirable item for collectors and investors alike. Now it's time for the moment that might just take your breath away: the incredible value tied to this legendary coin. A 1917 S Lincoln wheat penny, featuring a stunning mint error and preserved in immaculate condition, has been sold at auction for an unbelievable $600,000. That's right, a single 1-cent coin, born over a century ago, turned into a life-changing payday for one very lucky collector. And stories like this aren't fiction. They are unfolding in real time in the coin world today. So if you've got old pennies lying around or a family coin collection that's been gathering dust, go take a look. That forgotten piece of history might be worth more than gold. And if you find something interesting, don't hesitate to leave a comment below and tell us about your discovery. We'd love to help you figure out if you're holding a true numismatic treasure. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more incredible coins that could be hiding in your very own collection, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss another rare coin reveal. The 1917 S Lincoln wheat penny is proof that even the smallest coin can carry a story worth telling and a value worth dreaming about. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows? You might just be the next person to turn a penny into a legacy.